All right, the oil deal, the potential oil deal with Venezuela, rattling some lawmakers. Congressman Carlos Gimenez, for example, Republican from Florida. Congressman, you represent South Florida. I presume that your constituents are heavily Hispanic. Are they angry about doing business with Venezuela?
Oh yeah, they're totally, they're really upset. Especially I represent thousands of Venezuelan exiles here in South Florida, and so they're really upset about this. Why are you dealing with a government that actually is considered illegitimate by the United States? You know, President Juan Guaido is considered to be the legitimate government of Venezuela, yet they're dealing with the Maduro regime, which is a brutal regime, which has jailed thousands, tens of thousands of people. People have disappeared, probably murdered. They've disbanded the assembly. So this is really a total, this guy is a dictator. And now we've now said no to Putin's oil, and now we want this other dictator's oil. That's just great.
Every single person who's come on this show and talked about the Venezuelan connection and the Iran oil, all that, they've all said, why don't we just produce our own oil? And I've never had a satisfactory answer to that. The president has never really answered that question. Why do you think, I mean, deep down, why do you think we just won't drill for our own oil? Why?
Well, we can't answer it because it makes no sense why we're not drilling for our own oil. That's just common sense. We have the ability here to produce all the energy that we need. Look, a year ago we were getting over a million barrels of oil more. At the last month of President Trump's administration, we were producing over a million barrels of oil per day more than we are today. And we're only getting like 600,000 barrels from Russia. So had we just kept the production instead of this war that he has with the gas industry, he's at war with our energy industry, especially the petroleum and gas industry, and he's at war with it, and he will never admit that he's wrong, and that's one of the failings of President Biden. You know, once he sets on a path, he will never do a self-correction, or once he knows it's wrong, he'll never correct it because he can never admit that he's wrong.
Secretary of State Blinken says we are going to get the oil from or he hopes we're going to get the oil that we need from the United Arab Emirates. Are you happy with that?
Well, I don't even think they're answering his phone call. All right, so I don't know how they're going to get the oil from them, or Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia won't answer their phone call here. Look, I'm more worried about Iran and about Venezuela. Iran, because if we get oil from Iran, which they've talked about, now we're going to be, and Iran's going to be, they're going to sign this Iranian, nuclear deal pretty soon. And Iran's going to be able to produce nuclear weapons within 2 to 3 years. And then now we're going to be funding the production of nuclear weapons for Iran if we buy Iranian oil. If we buy Venezuelan oil, all we're doing is we're propping up another dictator in South America.
You make far too much sense. Congressman, one last one. You're in South Florida. I live in the New York area. Everybody I know is talking about grocery prices and gas prices. Is it the same in South Florida?
Well, they're going to start. They're going to start, especially on gas prices. Yes, the grocery stores, the food prices are going through the roof. Gas prices now have been going through the roof. But yeah, the inflation is number one on our minds here. But also, remember this: we are about 70% Hispanic. Many of us are exiles from communist and socialist regimes. That's also a big topic here. What is this president doing? Why are we going in this direction? And that's also a big topic of conversation here in South Florida.
There goes Florida in the next presidential election, I believe. Congressman
Yes,
Gimenez.
I do too.
Thanks very much for being with us, Congressman. We always enjoy your presence.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.